when we press onwards to the next chapter. There's 2 chapters from the finale. Chapter 11, Undercover No Brother. Except Tesso. Tesso is our brother, our Aniki. It sounds like we're gonna be doing some sneaking in.
You've done it again, Tsukumo. Can't believe you found it.
I figured Mitsuru Kusumoto would be in one of the better hospitals around the health ministry.
So we have located the hospital.
Then I pinpointed the exact
Mitsuru.
one through sheer determination.
And that led you to Toto University Hospital. So Mitsuru is still lying in a coma there?
Yep. Reiko Kusumoto has been visiting her son every night for the past 13 years. Even after she became vice minister. If you gentlemen want to meet her in person, that would be your best chance.
I should head to Toto University Hospital and convince Reiko Kusumoto to turn herself in. I'm gonna go ahead and bring a bottle of whiskey along with you too. It seems like we're gonna have to get her drunk to do such a seemingly impossible task, but of course, it would not be a video game if we were not tasked with an impossible task. If we have to go to the hospital, why run to a taxi when I can just call an Uber? It's a very shiny hospital. Are we the taxi driver? No, I think Sugiura is. She looked at us like, man, I don't want to.
What are you? Don't worry. I'll give it back to you after this. I'm sure it's bugged, and we wouldn't want anyone listening in now, would we?
Right?
We'll take a few laps around the block and then drop you back off at the hospital. Sorry, but we just need a bit of your time.
Very well. Who are you people?
We're just local detectives, but Kitakata-sensei is an acquaintance of ours. We know about Mitsuru-kun, and we know that 5 years ago, a man named Shinya Kawai mysteriously disappeared and died.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Ma'am,
But you do.
don't try to play this off.
I know how this must come across right now, so I assure you, we aren't the ones posing a threat.
Fine. What is it you want, then?
All I want is the truth, in your own words, about Shinya Kawai, and how you carried out his murder.
You're mistaken. I didn't do it.
Ah, man, this is gonna be a long cab ride.
The other day you received a call from Kitakata-sensei, didn't you? He goes by the name Kuwana now, and works as a handyman in Ijincho. He made that call because we needed to confirm something.
Confirm what?
Whether or not you were being watched by public security.
Public security, you say?
Is she surprised at all, or maybe she already had a hunch?
As it turns out, you are. Your cell phone is bugged. It can even use GPS to trace who's on the other end of the line. That kind of trace is only possible with cooperation from the cellular providers. Unless you're public security, who could pull something like that off in secret. They want to hit you where you're vulnerable. And that's what you are now after Kuwana. Do you understand, Kusumoto-san? You must really be something special. You were never in this job for yourself. It fell into your lap as your predecessors fell like dominoes. That's why you don't owe anyone anything. You're free of constraints. And Mitsuru-kun's tragedy even gained you public sympathy on top of it.
Man, Yagami is
Combine all that with a capable bureaucrat like you, there's no telling what you
and
can
Yagami
accomplish.
is he's a G.
You're cleaning up house, tackling the revolving door problems. Things you know are the right moves, but with no regard for the consequences. I understand even the cabinet gauges your opinion, since you have so much public support. But I think that's also made you some enemies. Most likely whoever's holding public security's leash.
I have more than a few enemies. I'm well aware of that. And I have no doubt public security would.
You know what's funny is that you can tell that she's a stone cold gangster because she has a gold chain on
public security
with a black turtleneck.
To maintain the status quo. The establishment is made up of various powers which control politics and finance. But naturally, each branch has its own agendas, goals, ideas of justice, which leads to all sorts of issues and hindrances, which you call constraints. The more individuals who make up society, the more unavoidable that is.
Are you implying it's public security's job to loosen those constraints?
There's more to it than that.
Oh, really?
The world we live in requires all kinds of value systems to coexist, even in chaos. But if you loosen the constraints too far, the fall of the state is inevitable. In that regard, public security's role is to stabilize and maintain the state, even while bound by constraints.
I'm guessing
So the fact
powers
that I am not
also
caught up in
includes
all
the
that
Yakuza,
does
or well, this
indeed make me something
weird
of
arcade
a
gang.
pesky foreign object.
So to these establishment people, you're something to be excised.
What does that
Guess
mean?
there's bullying among adults in high places too.
Damn.
Yeah. Now we know why they were looking for any kind of weakness in you.
Oh, so it's kind of
That's
like
when they turned the spotlight on Shinya Kawai.
okay, so pretty much what they're saying is that it's like a whole power thing where they want her to fall in line. And if they're seeking for everyone to be on one accord, no matter how grimy their influence or what their goal is, then to have someone like Kusumoto who isn't afraid to speak her mind, to speak her opinion, to criticize what her fellow peers are doing, especially if it's the wrong thing or an immoral thing that they should not be doing, they want to find some dirt on her. And they were digging deep in the trenches to get something on Kusumoto so that they can use it against her in a quest to get her to fall in line with them or be outed. It's kind of messed up because, like what Sugiura said, they're doing the same thing that Kuwana did to Yui Mamiya and the other students that were bullying Mitsuru. So it's like a weird circle.
An active duty policeman exacted revenge on the bully who drove his son to suicide. Your enemies must have heard that and thought to themselves, what would Reiko Kusumoto have done to her son's bully? I'm guessing that's what prompted public security to make their move.
I never did anything out of revenge.
Even after finding out Kawai disappeared, public security still had to verify it. But if they found out you were involved, that'd be a win for them. They'd finally know Reiko Kusumoto's weakness.
How long are you going to keep talking?
Rude?
As public security figured out, the bullying cases involving Toshiro Ihara and your son share a common link. That link being
Sawa-sensei.
Sawa-sensei. She was Mitsuru-kun's classmate and Toshiro Ihara's teacher. Not only that, she was also linked to Ihara's murder victim, Mikoshiba. She was his master teacher. So, not long after the murder, RK came to Ijincho and broke into her home. That must have been when they got Kuwana's name out of her. I think Sawa-sensei
I can't
suspected
take
that
seeing
Kuwana
her, to
was
be
involved
honest.
in Mikoshiba's murder.
I never would have thought
But
that
so
this
much so
asshole, I would
His
actually
professional interrogation
feel emotion for her.
beat and scare her into spilling everything.
And of course, she ends up dying.
Kusumoto-san, you knew she was killed, right? Kuwana should have told you over the phone.
Wait, are you not one of his colleagues?
Kuwana and I are competitors on a temporary ceasefire. We're not colleagues.
He's been flustered since I mentioned Sawa-sensei's name. This is my chance to ask her questions I can't ask anyone else. Let's ask her, has public security contacted her?
Has anybody from public security contacted you? Have you been approached by any strangers?
I have my suspicions.
What are their names? I imagine what they wanted was to exploit your weakness to control you.
Yes. I suppose you're right.
Do you have any idea what these people are after? Do you mind sharing?
What they want is control of the pension fund, which is under the Health
What?
Ministry's jurisdiction.
Pension fund?
An independent agency within the ministry manages the National Pension Fund. It's taxpayer funded, and it's worth 160 trillion yen.
Whoa! If my math is mathing right, at least $1 trillion they're trying to get control of. And that is $1 trillion more than what I own.
And certain groups want to take bigger risks with that money in order to generate more profit. In other words, they want the health ministry to use taxpayer money to gamble.
What?
They believe that's the only way to rebuild Japan's faltering economy and secure the future of this country.
By going to Las Vegas and gambling the money, huh?
Of course. If the gamble actually pays
I'm
off.
sure they're literally not gambling that money. They're probably trying to...
Then we wouldn't be able to guarantee anything.
She's probably talking about a certain policy that's going to be using the money to gamble with it.
Manages those funds conservatively, even if it means the returns are lower.
I have to ask you about Shinya Kawai.
Not the music change.
You killed him 5 years ago. With your own hands, didn't you? I understand what your feelings must be towards Kawai, but was that really the only answer?
Aside from Kawai, the other students pretended like nothing happened. They took no responsibility. They put on their sad faces, and they came to visit Mitsuru at the hospital. But looking back on it now,
It was just to
I
like...
don't think they really wanted Mitsuru to wake up.
Damn.
In fact, that's what they were.
I was going to say they really
And what
felt
did
no
I do?
regret.
I bowed my head and thanked them. It was only later that Kitakata-sensei showed me the video. That's when I knew that those kids going unpunished was wrong.
And your solution was to pull them into the quagmire? Make them accomplices in murdering Kawai?
If you already know so much, what more do you need to ask?
Ma'am, I just need to hear it from the horse's mouth.
I get it now. Let me reiterate. We are not your enemy.
Then please, let me go.
Anything you want me to tell Kuwana?
Never
I do.
call her again. Never get in touch with her
Instant
again.
Far away. Public security has their sights on him. His capture is not a question of if, but when. He's in danger if he remains in the country. And once public security has him, they will extract everything he knows. No one can withstand what they do. He'd tell them everything. And as for me,
They
You'd
would
be out of a
expose
job.
your vulnerability, making you their pawn.
most likely, they'd gamble away the taxpayers' money, and they'd never purge the corruption in the health ministry.
I get that. But what does it matter?
What?
I mean, you're already a murderer. You're corrupted
Because
yourself.
in my opinion, you need to turn yourself in, Kusumoto-san.
You want me to admit to manslaughter? You think I killed a real man? I say he was less than one.
Ma'am, it doesn't matter.
Shinya Kawai. He was little more than a subhuman brute. And you saw it. You saw what that brute did to my son. I hated Kitakata-sensei. He was an incompetent teacher. An idiot who turned a blind eye to Mitsuru being tortured.
Yes, he is an absolute
That
idiot.
changed when he suddenly
Right.
showed up 8 years later. And then he showed me that video. He said, every bully in that video, they deserved to be punished. That it was the only way to get closure.
You took him up on it? But you of all people should have known better.
True. You're right about that. I struggled with it quite a bit. It's an unconscionable act, no matter how deep your animosity runs. But Kitakata-sensei's words hung on. I couldn't get them out of my head. I saw for myself. I went to Kamurocho, where I'd heard Kawai was working, at a girls' bar. So you know, after Mitsuru jumped that day, Kawai came to me in tears to apologize. I hadn't seen him in all that time. If he'd frozen in place when he saw me, if he'd been the slightest bit apologetic, I might have been able to stay my hand.
I take it he didn't do any of that.
Right. He didn't even recognize my face. And that's hardly the worst part of it, actually. When he saw me,
I have a feeling he mocked
took
her.
me for some bawdy cougar on the prowl for young men. If you've got the cash, I'll show you a good time, he said. All those tears he'd shed years earlier were a farce. But I knew that. Deep down, I'd already known that. That was it. That was the moment I lost all doubt about killing him. And as for those other kids who bullied Mitsuru, they should thank me they didn't share his fate.
Oh, lady, whoa.
That's why I don't feel like I have any sins to atone for. Every night I pray he will wake up. What more can you ask me to endure?
Kuwana said something similar. But you think you can repeat all that? This time say it to her. You and Kuwana can congratulate yourselves. You got vengeance on a monster. But what you're choosing not to see is that your actions had consequences for her. It's vicious. I've seen this before. Justice for one at the cost of another. Someone innocent always pays the price. I won't just sit here and watch as history tries to repeat itself. This phone isn't being traced by anyone. So, if you have a change of heart, just give me a call before you turn yourself in. That's all I had to say. We're back.
The plot, it's dummy thicker than a snicker.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Kuwana. Need to tell him I met with Reiko Kusumoto.
He's gonna be pissed, you know? He's gonna try to rip you a new one.
That's true. So you might want to sit this one out.
You sure? 'Cause I'll totally take you up on that.
See, you already said it, man. Y'all are kind of stressing me out a little bit. I thought this was just going to be a simple detective case. That's so.
Well, look who we have here. Haven't seen your mug in a while.
It's only been 2 or 3 days. Where's Kuwana?
How should I put this? Would you freak out if he was right behind you?
Maybe.
You know, this kind of shit is why you get on my nerves.
Couldn't we have done this by phone?
I just came from seeing Reiko Kusumoto. I told her to turn herself in for murdering Kawai 5 years ago.
You what?
What did she have to say about that?
That she had no sins to atone for.
Of course not. Look, what do you think you're doing? Her part in this is done. Don't drag her back into it.
This isn't yours to finish. You would just let Sawa-sensei stay collateral damage. How do you think her folks feel? They probably think you killed their daughter. And they don't know why, or if justice will be served. Do they have to suffer like that? All without even knowing the truth?
Say whatever you want, but if you cause Kusumoto-san any more pain, I will never forgive you.
You say that like I want your
That's
forgiveness
exactly
in the
why
first
I didn't
place.
tell you I was going to meet her.
Listen, Yagami. She hides it well, but she's never gotten over the fact Mitsuru tried to jump to his death. And she's not sure how to feel about killing Kawai. Unlike me. There's no evidence that she killed Kawai. He simply vanished from Kamurocho, and the police didn't even know about it. Besides, there's no case without a corpse. Point being, she'll never
Well, that's
be
because
charged.
he has the corpse in a freezer. I don't think we should let Kuwana know that we know that.
My colleagues in Kamurocho are getting ready to appeal Ahara's case. Your actions are going to be put under a microscope.
I wouldn't even call that bad news. I want the world to know their bullies are getting what they're due. And by then, I'll probably be going by a different name, maybe even a different look.
You're just going to keep doing this? Did Sawa-sensei sacrifice mean nothing to you?
Sawa-kun herself felt guilty. I just sent you the proof.
Text messages?
What is this? An audio file?
After Ahara-san lost in court, she called me. I recorded our conversation.
Toshiro-kun came running to the roof. His face was pretty swollen. And a few minutes later, a student named Mikoshiba came up looking for him. I'll never forget the fear I saw in Toshiro-kun's face. He told me about everything. The teasing, the beatings, the theft. How nobody was on his side. And yet, I had to deny all this in front of an entire courtroom. They said there was no hope, that I was the only witness with no proof whatsoever. Believe me, I never wanted to do that.
Sawa-kun's testimony in court was false, and she was racked with guilt over it.
And your first thought was to record it? When she was at her most vulnerable?
Yes. And then I played it for Ahara-san. He had the right to know the real reason his son killed himself.
All you did was light the fires of vengeance in Ahara's heart because you didn't want to be alone.
You know, I've heard that bullying is almost instinctive. That's why people who do it never stop. I mean, think about it. Would you stop cleaning a toilet just because it'll get filthy again? Somebody's always got to get his hands dirty.
And that somebody's gonna be you?
These bastards who prey on the defenseless must be punished for all to see. I wish the law would do its job. Because deep down, I don't want to do any of this.
I mean, it's your fault that you sat there and didn't step in from the get-go.
I understand what you're saying.
Like, you're the one that told them not to overdo it.
Just stop, Kuwana.
So you're trying to make up for being an incompetent teacher by being
If you really want to stop me,
bully assassin?
you're gonna have to kill me and call it justice.
Ay.
I thought you guys were gonna start another fight. It was a bitch cleaning up the mess last time.
Next time I go up against him, it won't be just a few scratches.
Well, when that time comes, take it anywhere but here.
Hello?
It's Shirosaki. Are you in
Saori.
Yokohama again, Yagami-san?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Is this about Ahara's trial?
Yes, regarding the appeal. The prosecution says they want to consult with us. Off the record.
Oh,
Off the record.
shit.
What do you mean?
They want to discuss with the judge beforehand whether or not Ahara's murder footage is admissible evidence. The video has gone viral, of course, and nobody's really sure how to handle it.
Is the prosecution really gonna hold the line on it being a deep fake?
That's quite possible. Which is why we're meeting today in the courthouse conference room. I'm sorry for the short notice, but could you join us?
Well, thanks, Saori.
Of course. I'll be there.
So what you're saying is, Yui Mamiya was not a victim of sexual battery, but rather she conspired with Akihiro Ehara to fake a murder alibi. We've already closed the book on that ordeal, yet now the defense wants to write a sequel?
Dude, don't start with the what is it, the metaphors? Sadao.
To establish the defendant's
Takano?
motive in the harassment, we need to bring the Mikoshiba murder to light. The groping itself was staged. It was all part of their script, right down to the guilty verdict.
It sounds like the defendant has some strong hostility for the court.
Ehara got the court to accept his murder alibi by twisting the legal process to his own ends. But we have to admit that we all got duped.
We? You're not even a lawyer. You're a detective.
Yagami-sensei still has a license to practice.
Yeah,
Forget
know
what
your
I said
place.
if it offended you, prosecutor.
My superiors always told me that in his youth, your Genda-sensei was a difficult man. He'd insist his clients were innocent, persisting even in the face of conviction. He was hostile to the prosecution, and was known to fraternize with Kamurocho Yakuza. but it was his sheer disrespect that made my boss hate him.
What does that have to do with what we're doing right here?
You sure know an awful lot about Genda-sensei.
That's something completely different.
I honestly can't say I like him. He treated me like a child when I was...
Dude, you gotta take that up with Genda-sensei and Japanese Jesus.
Now, if we can get back on track...
Thank you, Judge, because I don't know why.
The defendant himself has agreed to the appeal.
Homie came out with that whole personal
spiel. But if Ehara really committed the murder, why would he agree to his alibi being scrutinized?
Ehara's objective isn't to get away with murder.
To humiliate the justice system.
After?
Making a mockery of the legal system.
Then it'd be best not to pay him any attention.
And it will make you even worse,
your priority
stupid.
Is saving face in front of the court rather than preserving fairness in the law.
You've got a real attitude.
Sorry I'm a bit late.
Ah, boy. Who is this big, thick-necked mother lover? I know who it is. It's the dude that met with Kusumoto. Bando.
So, with this appeal, the defense wants to assert the defendant's innocence by establishing his guilt in a murder.
Wait, before we go on, who is this?
I know that's right.
He's from the Metropolitan Police. Considering Ehara was on the force, he has a vested interest here.
Can we have your name, please?
The name is Bando.
And your title?
Think of me as a kind of police coordinator. But don't let me interrupt the proceedings.
I don't know about that, Chief.
Forget I'm even here. Please, continue.
Public security coordinator. Okay. Hidemi Bando.
So much for this meeting being off the record.
Allow me to restate the prosecution's opinion to the judge. We cannot allow the murder footage to be used as new evidence in Akihiro Ehara's appeal. It's nothing but an online hoax of unknown origin. We can't just casually introduce that into court.
That makes no sense.
Furthermore, if Ehara bears such hostility towards the court, the footage might end up being a trap.
Trap?
Yes. What if the next viral video proves the original footage was doctored? We cannot allow a man like Ehara to swing the court around by its nose at his whims. With that in mind, I believe Ehara's conviction should be upheld and enforced. Would the defense care to comment? Did you think any of this through before filing this appeal?
What an ass. Well, we have proof he never committed sexual battery. I feel like that's the right answer because...
We will prove Ehara's innocent of sexual battery. We have all the evidence we need.
You mean the murder video? You're no better than the public. You believe everything you read online. Is there any real proof that the video isn't fake?
But we weren't even talking about the video.
Or are you trying to set a precedent for court sentences to hinge on dubious videos?
True. The prosecution might have a point here, Yagami-san.
What?
The murder footage may not have shown Ehara-san assaulting anyone.
What? I'm talking about the freaking thing with... Alright, whatever.
Ehara's guilty verdict was wrong. We don't think there was enough evidence...
What? How is that different from him never committing the thing? Whatever.
...trial to result in that verdict.
What?
There was fiber from the victim's underwear found on Ehara's hand.
That was a trick. It was set up with cooperation from the victim.
There is no evidence it was a trick. Are you saying Yui Mamiya and Ehara met beforehand? Is there proof of that? Was there perhaps any security footage we didn't see?
No, the station erases the footage from their cameras after a few days if there's no need to keep it.
Right. But if there's even a chance Ehara and Mamiya were a team, the underwear fiber proves nothing. What were the other deciding factors? Security footage? The smartphone videos we kept seeing on TV? Those don't prove the crime either, because there was a huge time gap in them.
What?
We've done enough legwork to know.
Let him know, Yagami. There's a big hole in the security footage that supposedly proves Ehara's guilt. It had to have been that blind spot.
Did you walk around the site with your own 2 feet, prosecutor?
Nice. Correct answer music just came on.
Well, no. But I have been to Shinjuku Station plenty of times.
Then you must know they have a mountain of security cameras covering every angle. But if you went there to look carefully, you'd find there are some blind spots. That's Ihara running, while Mamiya chases after her. It seems as though the whole chase is recorded, but this area in dotted lines is a blind spot no camera saw. That's the momentary gap in time where Ihara and his double switched places.
The victim was running right behind Ihara. She would have noticed if they swapped places.
Not if they're all in collaboration.
Oh, but she knew about the swap all along. They were all in on it from the start.
Can you prove that?
We don't have to prove the defendant is innocent, Takano-san.
What?
All we have to prove is that the evidence provided by the prosecution at the trial was insufficient to determine guilt. Because that's the role of the defense counsel.
Indeed it is.
The prosecution can't debunk any and all possibility that the train groping was a put-up job, and it's innocent until proven guilty.
Then the defense should have brought it up the first time.
The guilty verdict at the trial was orchestrated by the defendant. It was our error not to have seen it at the time, but it would be another not to correct ourselves now.
You let him know, Saori.
Stop being so dramatic. He's just a subway perv.
Bitch, you the one yelling.
That is a statement I cannot abide. The law can't give the impression that a false charge is permissible, even for a subway.
He's over here talking about some stuff being dramatic, and he's the only one that's been like...
I take that back. I misspoke.
Been acting like a legal bitch.
If the court was misled by a hostile defendant, then only the court can correct it.
Thank you very much.
However, I too have seen Ihara-san's murder footage. I believe it would be difficult to introduce it as evidence in this trial. Therefore, I cannot allow it to be brought into the courtroom at this time.
I mean, that just sounds like we're gonna have to find some more footage to confirm without a doubt that Ihara is guilty. Weirdo.
Sorry, son. Think you've got this covered?
Huh?
I'll poke my head in at the office later.
Very well, we'll be expecting you.
Bando-san, was it? From public security?
I don't recall saying my department. But yeah, that's right.
Do you know Reiko Kusumoto, the vice minister at the Ministry of Health?
Of course.
Any particular reason she's under constant surveillance?
You didn't like that, bub.
A bold question, isn't it?
You didn't like that, did you?
It's just you and me here.
I see you know how to cut to the chase, Yagami-sensei.
Yeah, Yagami is very well aware they are hot on his tail somewhat.
Ihara's trial can't be that important to you. You want to know where Kuwana is, don't you?
Kuwana, otherwise known as Yu Kitakata, is wanted on suspicion of murder. If you know where he is, please do tell.
Wanted for murder? Huh. Because you know, I thought it was RK acting on your orders that killed Sawa-sensei. Public security's only tricks are surveillance and call tracing. You leave the dirty work to the thugs.
And that may be true, but it's enough to crush the likes of you. Hand over Kuwana to me and there will be no more victims.
What?
Do you have a reason to protect him? I already know he's going around executing bullies. He's a disturbance to public order.
But he wasn't the one who killed Sawa-sensei.
No, he was not.
I didn't come here to argue. I came to issue an ultimatum.
Gotta love it when they issue the old tomatoes. What's my next move? They're looking for Kuwana. What should I do? That is a good question, because I have no clue either, Yagami. No way. I'm not fighting you bastards. Alrighty. What do you know? We already got some RK guys out and about, spying on us already. Could they be RK? They're practically showing off how much they're watching me. Is this public security's plan to put pressure on me? Can we just fight them? Really? Yo! Yo, what?
Really, guys?
Yo! That EX action, top tier. Top tier. Imagine kicking a Yakuza's car, getting in there, realizing they're Yakuza, and you're just sitting there like, oh.
Yagami, that man Bondo, I knew something was off about him. Is he one of the men behind RK?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He was trying to find out where Kuwana was.
I see. That reminds me. Hoshino-kun seems to have heard some rumors about RK.
Hoshino-kun, did you pick up what the word is on RK?
Yeah. One of the bosses, Akutsu, came back to Kamurocho yesterday.
Yes.
He's back?
He's
the
number
old
2
hair
in the group,
dye.
isn't he?
Yeah, so he would probably know about Soma. Know where he is?
Well, I'm not sure if you're aware, Yagami-san, but RK owns some of the cabaret clubs in Kamurocho. And Akutsu manages them. If
That
the girl
idiot?
makes a lot of sales, or if she becomes a rising star in the club, Akutsu apparently gives that girl a bonus. Personally.
How do you know this stuff, Hoshino-kun?
Our clients come from all walks of life in Kamurocho, cabaret girls included.
So to sum it all up, a popular girl has a chance to meet Akutsu?
Yeah, but this week nobody was getting that chance. Until yesterday.
Are we gonna dress Saori,
Which is how I
Saori
figured
back
out Akutsu is back in Kamurocho.
as a
He must have
hostess?
been in Yokohama.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, that makes sense. But where exactly in Kamurocho is he?
That's the part I don't know. RK bosses never sleep in the same place twice. Gotta keep the cops off their trail.
But despite the risk, Akutsu still reaches out to popular girls.
We're gonna make
Hey, I'm not
Saori
even mad. In fact,
a hostess
I'm up for the
again.
challenge.
It'd be an undercover mission to infiltrate RK. Super risky. But damn if I don't want to see Saori-san transform one more time! I can't help it!
I feel like Hoshino is supposed to
hell's
represent
gotten into you?
the players.
Are there any bars we know for sure that RK owns?
There is. You remember Queen Rouge, the place Saori-san snuck into a long time ago? RK recently took over the management there.
Queen Rouge. What about the owner? Still the same guy?
Yep, he's still there. One of the original employees. Only thing is, it used to be a classy spot, but they've cut a lot of corners. The vibe has probably changed a lot.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe that means I can afford to go.
Totally. I want to go too.
I don't know
This is no
about
time
that.
to be idiots.
Okay, well, Saori-san, you'll need the whole makeover again. I can take point on that.
No need, I'll be fine.
Oh?
Huh?
Just the other day, Mari-san and I figured out what kind of makeup goes over well with RK. I'll just go with that.
Oh.
Mari. Well,
Oh, she's gonna
counterpoint.
be wearing the same
I think a
stuff
man might
then.
know better what men like.
With all due respect, don't judge what you haven't seen.
Oh, really?
Well, I actually liked what I had on Saori-san. There's not much I would actually want to change. I have to say, this is some pretty impressive work that I've done on a woman
is
that's not
nice.
even me.
You can thank Mari-san.
Oh, while you were doing your makeup, I talked to the owner about you coming in.
I understand. Basically, I just have to aim to be number one at the bar, right?
How confident are you?
I can't make any guarantees, but I'll give it my all.
Then I'm with you all the way.
I'm mad that I keep like smiling. She's super hot. Starting now, I am number one at this bar, and the first rule of customer service is to heap praise on the guest. You can do this, sorry. Even if it were my own father sitting there, I must praise him until he becomes putty in my hands.
So, are you the new girl the manager brought in? You're kinda older than I thought you'd be.
I'm sorry. Nice to meet you.
What club were you at before this?
Oh, I'm usually an office worker, but I worked here once about 2 years ago.
What, so you just come back whenever you feel like it? Like some part-time gig? Really?
I mean, when you got it like that,
like it's a
you can do
cakewalk
that.
And expect us not to be offended?
So, I guess tonight I should sit back and watch the professionals show me how it's done?
What? Are you dissing us?
What? You can haze new girls, but if they give it back, you lose your cool.
Oh, let's go, Mara. Sorry.
You can't scowl like that when customers are here to have a good time.
You little...
Well, time for the new girl to show us what people see in her.
Yes, I'm
Well,
looking
for one,
forward
they
to
actually
it.
see that Saori-san's face looks well put together. Who wrote this line? Who at RGG Studio wrote that line? They were just sitting there typing the dialogue, and they were just like, ooh, the clash of female egos.
Hello, I'm Meku. Welcome, I'm Kuniko.
I'm sorry. Nice to meet you.
Ew!
Saori-chan, come, sit here.
Wow, you're beautiful. Oh, the best of the bunch. Man, I am loving this place.
So, how are you?
GG, Yagami. GG. Saori is not happy, and I don't blame her.
But, you know, I could make any prosecutor shake in his boots just by yelling, "Objection!"
That's awesome, you killer lawyer.
This is so
Why is Genda-sensei getting all the attention? For your information, I passed the national bar exam with top marks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, what's a bar exam?
Oh, you've got to be kidding. You ladies have really never heard of the bar exam? It's the toughest certification test in Japan.
Oh, so it's a certificate? Well, I passed kanji level 3 when I was in middle school.
That's not even comparable.
Kanji aptitude is a very fine certification.
Huh?
You passed your stupid bar exam how many years ago now? And you're still bragging about your scores? Seriously?
What?
Sorry-chan, you can't talk that way to a customer.
I shouldn't have said that, but Hoshino-kun was being such an ass, I couldn't resist. No, he deserves it. Of course he was being an ass. You can't spell simp without ass.
The bar is really hard. Not everyone passes it.
Oh my god.
There's so much studying to do, day and night.
Oh my god, he's crying.
I have to do something to cheer him up, even though I don't want to. I like how it says, stroke his stupid ego, praise his stupid achievement, sneak in some bragging. Let's stroke his stupid ego.
I can't believe you became such a high-powered lawyer. Almost nobody has the brains to do that.
Yeah? You think so? That really means something coming from you, Saori-san.
Yeah, from me, specifically? Why is that? What is it? Oh, you want some champagne?
What?
1 bottle of champagne, please, for this fine young man here.
No, wait!
There's our Mr. Big Time Lawyer. So generous.
Thank you!
Is it okay if I have some too? What a blessing to have such a great protege.
Kenda Sensei is just like, at least I can get a cup, right?
So, which champagne do you want?
The best in the house, of course.
What?
Wait, is 1 bottle really enough for the 5 of us?
Genda-sensei, please!
Genda being like, can you make it
Let's
2?
make that 2 bottles of the premium stuff.
There you go. Now we're talking, Hoshino-kun.
Oh my god. Fine.
I do feel a little sorry for Hoshino-kun, but I hope he learned his lesson. It's funny seeing like people like him who think that bragging and trying to treat someone beneath them because they've achieved a high place in society wins people over, but it It doesn't. It doesn't matter if you pass the bar exam or medical certifications. Do people that are trying to make a living at a hostess club give a shit? No. They just want you to spend the fucking money that you are making so that they can go home with a paycheck.
I'm having a great time. I tell you, I love cabaret clubs. So much.
Genda-sensei is adorable.
Genda-sensei. Especially this one. The customer service is on point. I wish I could come here every night and stay till morning.
Oh, you two know just how to flatter us. So true. Hey, in case you come back, would you like to reserve a bottle in your name?
Not reserve a bottle.
Lawyers, so I'm sure you can afford it.
Well, we're not a big firm. But you know what? Let's do it.
Should I let them do this? If they keep drinking like fish, Genda Law is gonna go bankrupt. I have to be seen as someone who brings in lots of sales, or else I won't get to meet Akutsu.
What's wrong, Saori-san? You're looking kind of gloomy there. Come on, how about a smile?
Yeah, Saori-kun. I was thinking, if you could be just a bit friendlier, you'd be the belle of the ball.
Sorry, it's just like, why do they have to be
You
here?
already know, Saori-san? You act like you're good friends.
Oh shit.
They do seem pretty close, right?
Again, why did Yagami send them there? Oh man. I don't think Saori wants to do either one. This is pain. I feel bad for Saori-san. She should not be having to go through this with these two. I want to cuddle up. He's too old. Hell no. Ew. Can't choose. I just can't. I can't. Can I just choose to stand up and just go to another booth? Can I do that?
Oh, Genda-sensei. Look at what a bad girl I've been.
So cringy.
And considering we've only just met?
No, you're a bad girl? Really?
Oh, yes, certainly. And what I need is some discipline.
Well, does that mean you need a spanking?
Sensei! There will be no spanking! Get away from her!
Oh, excuse me? Can we get that girl at this table too?
Thank you.
Yes. You mean Saori-san?
Thank you.
Me too! Wait a minute, what about us?
Oh my! Please, everyone! She's only one person.
Not them two standing up. Like, I think what Saori just did just sobered me up.
I'm so sorry we were rude before.
Oh, please. I just got lucky tonight.
You gotta hate being humble.
Yeah, right. I don't think I could have done better than you in any department.
Can't help.
Akutsu-san wants to meet you and show his appreciation by giving you the bonus himself. There's already a taxi waiting outside.
Taxi?
Really? That is so awesome. So, where exactly is Akutsu-san waiting for me?
Apparently, it's a surprise. He doesn't just let that information out. But I'm sure it's somewhere in Kamurocho. And don't worry, I'm told there'll be another cab to take you home.
I see. Well then, I'm looking forward to
So
it.
2 cabs. I have a feeling it's a cab to his apartment.
Saori-san, I presume? We've been expecting you. You are very beautiful. Akutsu-san will be happy.
Thank you for inviting me.
RK takes care of people who keep the cash flowing. The fact you're here means you have a talent for it. You're one of us now, Saori-san.
I don't know about that. Oh, it's
Here she is,
Krillin!
Akutsu-san. Tonight's heroine.
No,
Saori-san
Krillin knows
took
who
me
we
with.
Ah, and I see why. You're hotter than your reputation. Come here. Let me give you some motivation to keep at it.
Krillin's there. Krillin knows me. Oh, that's
I've
not
heard so
Krillin.
much
That's a different
about you,
person.
Akutsu-san. It's a pleasure.
That looks
to
like
meet someone
Krillin if he
so
aged up
famous.
20, 30
Have a
more
seat.
years.
I'm not gonna ask you to pour after a hard night's work. Well, on to the moment of truth. Your bonus.
I feel like it's gonna come at a price.
Quite a stack of cash for an office worker. Yeah.
It's a big pile of money for anyone.
Oh.
Ooh,
Lawyers.
He knows.
He
I'm not sure I follow.
He knows. I knew Krillin would be there.
You see, when it comes to Kamurocho,
I don't even know why Yagami. Did she not tell Yagami that she was already compromised by
anybody
RK?
suspicious gets reported to us fast.
What?
Well, this took a turn for the worse, didn't it?
You're only just noticing that. Kinda slow for a lawyer, aren't you?
Oh, I didn't mean for me. It just got worse. For you.
What the?
Gotta love it. Hikashi!
You were harder to find than I thought, Akutsu.
Wow. So it was you pulling Saori-chan's strings.
Hell of a sight. Some piece of shit ex-Tojo man thinks he's king of the hill now?
Don't make me laugh. You're the worthless pile of shit, Higashi.
Hey, don't you talk to Higashi like that.
It's fine to show up here without backup. And after you barely escaped with your life, Yagami.
Hold that thought, because this isn't the whole party.
Huh?
The only guy I really want to fuck up is Soma, I guess.
My boy Kaito was back.
Tonight.
Kaito. Couldn't just stay dead, huh?
Nice work, Saori-san. We'll take it from here, but could you ring the gong for us?
What?
Nothing kicks off a fight better than a beauty ringing a gong.
Give us something to get the mood going.
I can't with him.
Well then. Gentlemen, do your worst!
Ready, go!
Hands off of him. All right. So it seems like this chapter may have us fight both Akutsu and Soma in the same chapter. Damn. Yeah! My boy Higashi! You gotta love the cinematics. Cinematics have gotten better. Oh, let's go, Kaito. Alright, so we still gotta deal with all of these scrubs. Noise? 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 No, that didn't kill him? Oh, of course. Dude, fuck off with this stupid game. Well, at least I got him with it. His first name is Daimu? Oh yeah, that's right, it is. Just slipped my mind because we always call him Akutsu. This man's eyes rolled in the back of his head. Ooh! And get your hands off of Higashi. What? Bro, that is not even what I damn, I didn't want to do that. I want to do the ton EX action. Okay, good. Next time I get it. Ah, dang it. Well, I'll try to do it on Soma.
You can't run anymore, Akutsu. Can we talk now? Where's Soma? Where's he hiding?
I don't know. He moves around more than I do.
Really? Are you really just another one of his pawns? Just gonna cover for him and obey his every word?
Soma can tell when someone's lying. He's always been able to.
Oh, Akutsu doesn't want
be
to
able to get away with bullshit.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be a victim to Soma.
If he finds a traitor, he stomps the rat dead. He can sniff out the faintest scent of betrayal. That's why I've always told him the truth. No point trying to BS him. In this business, nothing beats the ability to detect liars.
You serious right now? You're buying into some bullshit rumors, dumbass.
You just don't fucking get it, man. He can practically see the future. He was the first to bail from the Tojo clan. Usually, you need a shit ton of money to leave a clan if you don't want to be killed. That's what it's like to be a Yakuza. But Soma, he somehow knew there was no future for the Tojo, so he jumped ship. With no money and not even a word to the bosses, just up and left.
There's no way he could get away with that.
That's what I thought.
I mean, as you can tell, he clearly got away from it.
I warned him. They'll fucking erase you. The bastard just laughed. He said the clan was finished. No way could they kill him. Then he had the balls to give me advice. Said I should get out too and not worry about it.
What did he mean by that?
By that point, the Tojo clan didn't have the resources to properly deal with defectors. Soma understood that. And sure enough, he left without a word, and nobody ever tried to fuck with him. While the Tojo clan was limping to its grave, Soma went underground and built the arcade network all by himself.
And that's how you became his errand boy.
What do you expect? I can't control Soma. I'm just the public face of RK. He holds the reins. I've been cool with that ever since I joined.
At least you're enough of a man to admit what you are.
Give him props.
Akutsu, Soma's being used by public security. Did you know that?
Public security?
Why was Soma looking for Shinya Kawai and Kamurocho?
I don't know. All I heard was somebody hired him to do that.
Why is he after Kuwana? How are Soma and public security linked? Give me something. Doesn't it at least ring a bell?
Oh, it's ringing bells. It's ringing the wrong bells.
The fuck you mean ring a bell? I don't know shit.
Wait. Nah.
And then again, I have a feeling that Soma is keeping Akutsu out of the,
What is it? Doc, is it possible
ring.
that Soma himself is public security?
Soma working in public security? What do you mean?
Kaito, you using too many brain
Public
cells.
security
Nah.
trains people to become spies, so they can infiltrate and collect intel. Right wing, left wing, anti-establishment citizens groups. You get the picture. They usually try to find a weak spot in the org, someone they can turn to their side. So yeah, that's one way to do it. But sometimes a cop who's already in public security goes undercover to infiltrate something like a Yakuza organization. What you get is a Yakuza who knows everything about the police and would be super good at sniffing out liars.
You're saying Soma is actually an undercover agent?
You heard what this fool said. Soma figured out the Tojo clan didn't have a future, so he ditched them. You think some street punk's got that kind of foresight?
Nope.
He couldn't, unless he had intel from the law.
See, now that's what I was thinking.
He'd have to know the Tojo clan and Kamurocho like the back of his hand.
Including knowing that the Tojo
It's
clan
almost
was
like
dissolved.
nobody knew that the Tojo
And then
clan would
after
be
he gets out,
dissolved.
What does he do next?
Unless you were
He
higher
makes
up.
a place for all the Yakuza coming out of the Tojo clan
Or actually,
to find each other.
literally both Daigo
Where
or
public
Watsuse.
security can easily monitor them. That's why RK is still coming to ex-Tojo clan Yakuza like me. This way, public security doesn't have to start from scratch. They can just keep tabs on all the free agents.
Soma? An undercover public security agent? Shit. We gotta move. Cut the fucking chit-chat.
Why?
He's gotta be fucking listening in on us right now.
Oh!
Stop shooting!
Bro! They did Akutsu dirty! Absolutely dirty!
found us.
Jeez. Right in the heart. Wow. That was... Wow. That is chapter 11. Now we know what undercover means in the title. But until I come back next week with chapter 12, please do what I always tell y'all to do in every single video, and that is to stay safe, stay healthy, don't end up like Akutsu, and peace.